Am, oh my gosh, so excited for testing out going live for the first time on YouTube. I am going to introduce myself in a moment, but if you are watching live, go ahead and say hi in the chat. I would love to see that. I'd love to see it. I'm also just going to double check that I am indeed going live on YouTube at the time of this. Give me one moment, one moment. Oh my gosh. Okay. It says it's going live, but I don't see myself live on. There we go. Okay, I do. We are live. Hi, hello. Welcome everyone to my live stream. I'm also going to take a moment while I introduce myself to email out all the peoples that we are live. Because this is an exciting time. This is an exciting day and time for how can I can just okay. Okay, if you are seeing this live, say hi in the chat so I can see. I am sending out the email right now with the link so people can join me live. And if you are new to my world, hi, hello, my name is Olivia Jones. I am a mindful marketing strategist and I'm all about simpler, smarter marketing. Okay, so you are probably a really busy person. You probably have a number of things going on. Maybe you have kids, maybe you have aging parents, maybe you have a full-time job or you're going back to school or um, any number of things that really makes it challenging for traditional marketing to work for you. Okay. If you're like, yes, that is me. I am your people. You are my people. I am a mom of two. I have two kids. They're 3 and 1. Very busy. My 4-year-old yesterday just was crying for no reason. Neither one of us knew why she was crying. And so I just joined her in the crying because I was like, what is happening? My 1-year-old just started walking and she's just like, bye, Felicia, and just walks all over the house. I'm like, wait, wait, you can't even do this that well. Like, I still have to make sure you don't fall and bump your head. She doesn't get that. So for me, traditional marketing can be very challenging because I don't have time to be on Instagram all day. It's not feasible for me to snap stories and just post my entire day. Um, Most of my day is watching my kids, and so for me, a lot of the tools, the resources that I share are with that in mind. Okay, so they're with that in mind. So if that's you, you are in the right place. I'm Andrea Jones, and I'm going to share with you today how I use ChatGPT to develop my boundaries. Now, this comes from the Boundaries Bundle. The Boundaries Bundle is a resource that I created for those of you who are like me and busy. You want to show your life, you want to show your work, you want to also protect yourself, protect your energy. And so I created the Boundaries Bundle as a way to do that. This is a resource inside of that bundle. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to pop on over to ChatGPT. Now, you don't need the paid ChatGPT, just the free version of this tool. But this is the bundle that I built um, for the boundaries. Sorry, this is the GPT that I built for the boundaries bundle. So we're just going to go through it together. Now, before I get into this too, I have a free resource called AI in Marketing. And in this resource, I talk about how I use voice to text in AI. Okay. I use voice to text in AI. And so when it comes to what I'm going to share today, I'm going to use my voice. And that's just because typing for me personally is not my friend. Okay. Typing is not my friend. When I type things, something goes wrong inevitably every time. And so for me, I'm going to use voice to text. You have to have the paid version of the GPT though in order to do this. So you'll see me kind of referencing that. Let me just adjust my screen here a little bit so y'all can see. So you do have to have the paid version. But this GPT, if you get the bundle, you don't need the $20 a month tool for this. I'm just using it for the sake of this. So I'm going to go ahead and click start. Help me define my core values for my business. And how I built this GPT is it'll ask the follow-up questions and it uses my framework. So it's trained on my framework and it'll use that. You feel free to do something similar for yourself. Okay, so First question, what's the mission and purpose behind your business? I'm going to just navigate on my mobile device and then hit refresh so y'all see the answers for this too. And if you're in the lab, you have this. Okay. So you don't need anything else. So I'm going to just use voice to text and talk to it. So first question, my mission in business is that I want simpler, smarter marketing for busy people. I built this marketing strategy and marketing ecosystem using my consulting and my teaching services. And let's see what else I should say. I want to have things that don't lead to burnout. So the biggest thing for me is that my clients and customers don't get burnt out with like being on all the time. Okay, the second question is, who do you serve? How do you help them? So I specifically help online business owners, a lot of service based business owners, a lot of people in marketing, social media marketing, SEO, web design, that sort of thing. But also other services. I have a lot of life coaches, business coaches, content creators or online educators as well. The running thread through all of them would be that they're busy. And they actually don't like marketing. And then the words, what words would your best clients use to describe working with you? So for this one, y'all, if you get stuck, use your testimonials. I just have some that I know. So I consider myself like a marketing BFF. I keep things very relatable. I don't use a lot of jargon. I keep things simple, personable. I try to meet people where they are. And I try to have a lot of like step by step tutorials. So beginning to end, showing all of the steps. I don't assume that people are advanced or intermediate or even beginner. I'm just going to start from the beginning and we're going to go. So we'll start with that. So I'm going to hit go and then I'll refresh so y'all can see the results that this GPT is going to bring up. And while this is pulling up in the chat, if you're watching the replay, type replay so that I can hear you. If you are, or see you, if you are here with me live, say hi in the chat so I can see what you're up to. Maybe give a little shout out to your business. So tell me what your business is in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh. So now that I've refreshed, so this was my voice to text here. Okay. So this is why I like using voice to text because it would have taken me a long time to, to type that. So I use voice to text. So that's what I inputted. And then this is the GPT. So I prioritize clarity and simplicity. My aim is to make things more human, less hustle. I didn't say those words, y'all, but the GPT is picking up on the patterns of the things that I'm sharing with it. Your style is friendly, accessible, and practical. Yes, yes, yes. So it's asking me some follow-up questions. So let me go ahead and answer these as well. Again, I'm using the app and I'm using voice to text because I don't want y'all to sit here watching me type because that would take for freaking ever. All right, what makes me proud of my work is that I love those aha moments where people get it. So they finally understand how to use these concepts. They have those clarifying moments. I also really like helping people go from A to Z. So helping them with all elements of marketing. Hey, Melons, welcome. Tell me about your business. I'll give you a little shout out in the live stream. Okay, so that's that. What do I value in my team, clients, or collaborators? So my people are very open-minded. I like to have safe spaces. I work with a lot of people of different cultural backgrounds, ethnic backgrounds, social backgrounds. I very proudly put my pronouns in my signatures and on my social media accounts, just as one example of that. I had someone actually recently on a live stream class that I was teaching compliment my characters. So I use characters to talk about my work, and they like that my characters were named Kenesha, Arya, and Darius because we get a lot of like Susie and Bob and Brad's, and I'm like, okay, we're over the Brads. So that's a huge value of mine to like show my people in the work that I do. What kind of work behavior or energy is a hard no for you? Hard no's are one time someone said I should be posting to TikTok 8 times a day. And I was like, oop, nope, not for me. I do not have time for that. So living on social media, hard no. I don't post my kids on social media. I'm not responding to questions and answers constantly. Um, what are some of my other boundaries? I believe social media can be fun and profitable, which I love. But I also don't think you have to live there all the time. Okay, so I think that's enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit go. I think in any other scenario, I may go a little bit deeper, but for now, that's enough. So I'm gonna hit send, and then once it populates, I'm gonna go ahead and hit refresh in GPT so y'all can see this. So it's populated. I'm gonna hit refresh. So scroll back up a little bit. This was this was my talking here. Okay, and look, hey Melon, you're in there now, immortalized in my GPT. Even my accent had it coming out. Melons. But anyways, okay, so it says, this is fantastic. You're driven by transformation and real understanding. Oh, I love that. You prioritize inclusion and representation. Yes. You reject hustle culture, especially performative, constant content marketing. And I advocate for sustainable strategies. Y'all see my word vomit? I didn't say those words specifically. This just condensed it down, which is why I love using AI tools because I'm a little rambly, if you can tell. And so by using the AI tools, I'm able to really focus in on the main points here. The other thing I will say is if you are new to AI, when you download the AI in marketing um, guide, I walk you through. I have a whole workbook on how I use AI ethically, and it's really like a beginner's guide to ChatGPT, so that you can get responses like this. Okay, so I've trained this business values builder custom GPT, but even if you don't have this, there's a lot of resources that you can use. Okay, so next question, emotional driver. So I'm going to go ahead and start here and hit my little voice to text thing. Okay. What am I deeply passionate about? Social media mindfulness. Like literally writing the book on social media mindfulness because I don't believe that you have to sell your soul to Mark Zuckerberg or Adam Mosseri or the Elon Musks of the world in order to be famous and profitable on social media. I'm deeply passionate about finding a way to use this mindfully, especially after I have had my own moments of like extreme anxiety when it comes to social media and feeling the pressure of being always on. And I come from a YouTube background, and so I know the challenges of this. And then I've also worked with clients in this. A lot of my clients are what you would consider internet celebrities. Okay. And I see the burnout behind the scenes. And like, so my goal is for those of you who can't outsource and hire, I want to teach you how to do it yourself without burning out. I'm so passionate about that. What am I unwilling to compromise on? So I do believe in showing up on social media as a personal brand or at least personalized. I don't necessarily think that you have to show your face, but those brands that win typically do. There are exceptions like the Duolingos of the world, right? Like very personalized brand, but they created kind of like a character. Okay, so I do believe that when it comes to working with my clients and customers. So I work with a lot of personal brands for that reason. And then where do you feel the most flow and energized about your work? So me personally, I like creating content. I feel the most energized when I'm doing that, especially on my podcast, when I feel like I'm helping people and I'm talking to you and I'm like giving you all of the things. Like in an ideal world, I would just do this as my as my job without like having you pay for it. Like if I could just like sustain myself somehow, that would be it. Um, I also really like strategy in the Clifton Strengths Finders. I am my number one strength is strategic, and then my number two strength is positivity. So take that as you will. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit go, and then I'm gonna have this populate, and then I'm going to refresh, and we're going to see how this all works out. Okay, so I'm going to hit refresh here in the GPT and it'll pop in my results. So you can see here, this one took me a little bit longer to talk through these questions. But again, this is why I like the voice to text because this would have taken me a long time to type out. Okay, so I'm passionate about social media mindfulness. I'm committed to accessibility and DIY empowerment. I thrive in teaching and sharing generously. I value authentic presence. And the last step, last question here, this is about my aspirational and anchored values. I'm going to go ahead and answer this question now. So, when you're working in full alignment, what's happening? I'm usually sharing and teaching, educating, and building out strategies that are sustainable. Um, Things where my clients can go, yes, I can do this. Like, yes, I can commit to it, and I'm excited about committing to it. Like, those are the moments where I'm like, it's working. What kind of reputation do you want to have? So I've I base myself a lot in integrity, but I also like to push the boundaries. So it's like playing in that space of I'm going to show you the integrity, but oftentimes I've also tested out the other ways as well. So I want to have a reputation of being very um, honest in the way that I approach my marketing. Also noting that a lot of things that people recommend, I don't just say don't do that. It's like I have tried it and here are the bad things that can happen, right? So I want to be like an example of what's possible and what are the ways that you want to stretch and grow that your values could support. So one of the things that I'm really committed to this year is a spirit of collaboration. I want people to show up willing to do the work, and sometimes it's hard to find those people, and so that's where I'm like pushing the boundary, stretching and growing, because my people tend to they don't really like marketing that much. And so to have them commit to it is a big hurdle. And so that's part of my learning is like finding the people who, yes, are committed to growing their business, but maybe they think they don't like marketing. This is a very interesting boundary to play in. All right. So using voice to text, I am in my custom GPT. I'm going to send my response here and then I'm going to hit refresh on the screen. And for those of you who are just joining live, this is a custom GPT that I built inside of my new boundaries bundle. I'm going to show the link up on the screen. This is a $9 product. Okay, $9 that I created. It doesn't just include this GPT, it has 25 Canva templates, it has scripts, it has like plug and play social media captions. And I designed this intentionally because I want you all to be able to like share your boundaries on social media and find the confidence to do so, right? And so I created this for that. And so part of that is values. Okay, so here's the short list of my values. Mindful marketing, okay, which I'm a mindful marketing strategist, so duh. Relatable expertise. I really like this relatable piece too. And this is something that I don't actually say in my marketing that I could use this word. Radical representation. I don't think it has to be radical. So thank you, ChatGPT, but this isn't what I'm going to use. Strategic simplicity, I really like. And if y'all been hanging out with me here for a while, you know I love a good alliteration moment. Like, I just love it. Thank you, Nikki. Nikki says you always. Oh, I can show this on the stream. You always share fun ways to use AI that actually impact my day to day. Yeah, I use Chatty like every single day. And Nikki, you're in the membership, so you get this bundle called Phrases. So you're welcome. This is my custom GPT. Okay, so real talk over hype, which I love, and collaborative energy, which I also love. So, do y'all want to see my actual business values? I'll show you this. This is kind of part of what I trained my GPT on. This is a document that I give to my new hires. So I'm going to share this. This is just something that I share with my like anyone I'm hiring and I'm onboarding them, especially when I had my agency, where I would talk about how I'm using my values and how they relate to my business. So this GPT gave me some values, but these are my actual values: and proactive excellence, fierce integrity, passionate commitment, positive communication, and spirit of collaboration. And then a few other things as well. And so, if you don't have these values, using the GPT or even just asking ChatGPT, like talking through some of the things that I talk through, can be a really helpful way to kind of build these values into your business and most importantly into your marketing. And the reason that I love doing this is because it attracts your people. Like if you believe in fierce integrity, then especially in the work that I do, like I don't promise sales or followers or engagement. I don't believe in being dishonest just to get people's money. Like if that's you, come on in. We work out over here. And so that's how I work. And so when I go back to the GPT over here, it has that embedded in these things. And then now you can add these to your about page, to your brand guidelines, which I have a template for that in the boundaries bundle, to your onboarding materials, which I have a template for that in the boundaries bundle. Layer it into your content strategy. So if you're not sure what to post, I can literally go here and go, I'm going to talk about radical representation in marketing, or I'm going to talk about strategic simplicity. And that's going to be my content for the day. Like this could be really helpful for you to create content that kind of sets you apart from everyone else in your industry. And especially if you have those moments where you're like, what are my values? And you go to those like word bubbles and it goes, oh, my value is integrity. And it's like, okay, but like, what does that mean? Right. Um, so yeah, there you go. This is my custom GPT. Thank you so much, y'all, for hanging out today as we do this. Hold on. Let me refresh this. Actually, I forgot to refresh it, and I have it gave me more. Oh, here we go. I forgot to scroll up. That's what it was. Um, Anyways, thank you for hanging out with me today. This right here is what I want to show you. Very, very helpful things that you can embed onto your web page, put into your marketing, create content. Like there's so many different ways you can use this. And even if you don't get the boundaries bundle, which again, it's only $9. I feel like one of those like late night infomercials right now where I'm like, dude, just put in your credit card. It's only $9. Get the boundaries bundle. I'll put the link in the chat as well. Um, and get the GPT, okay? It's like your shortcut to everything. And if this is the first time you're seeing me, just know I'm a huge fan of shortcuts. Okay. Like all of the shortcuts, I want you to have every single one of them. And so grab the boundaries bundle so you'll get this custom GPT. And then you'll also get all the other assets. Let me actually let's just show you what's included in the boundaries bundle. This is what it looks like if when you go to the landing page. Only $9. I have pricing in CAD too if you're like me and in Canada. This is what some of the graphics look like. So some social media things that you can post about your business, but it has 25 Canva templates. I talk about things like office hours or availability, how you want people to DM and communicate with you, what your scope of work is, what your ideal clients are. Some of soft knows, like your firm, like, hey, this is not what we do. I have caption starters, swipe files, sample languaging. You can also put that into ChatGPT and help you build it out. And then what I showed you today, which is the Business Values Builder GPT. So there you go. And pricing and CAD. So that's that on that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today for my pop-up live stream. First time. It is great. Oh, Nikki from the Op Shop said, this bundle's so great. So get it. Thank you, Nikki. You're the best. And thank you for hanging out with me on this live stream. If you want more live stream topics, pop them down below. I'm planning on doing some more of these. If not live, then I will pre-record a video. And I release 2 videos a week here on my channel. So subscribe for that. I'll see you next time. Bye.